Hello, Pat Skeets here. Today I'm going to do an album share. Now this was a trip to Florida with my son and his family. My two granddaughters were there, so it was wonderful. It actually was at over Christmas. So, but there's only like 3 Christmas pages in this whole album. So mostly it's at a resort and Florida pictures. So I had lots of fun doing this one. You'll find this on my website in Travel Scrapbook 28. It's Christmas in Florida, it's called. And there are design space links for each of the pages in this album there, so you can easily copy them if you like, if there's anything in particular that you like. There's also, I have a Facebook group, so it'll be lovely. I'm posting links for all this stuff below, so just click the see more and scroll down a bit and you'll find my website link, my Facebook group, and other links that I have. So all right, let's begin. This is a very tropical page, which is lots of fun. I picked this paper with corners here, floral corners, and then used all coordinating papers for this page on this side. So I used a kiwi lane along the bottom and then another one on the side. And this one I lifted with foam lifters. Found this is a chipboard thing that I had, but I found a really cute toucan and other tropical birds, so I thought they were really fun. So I lifted them after I embossed them with feather and inked, and put googly eyes on this one. They are all embossed and inked. Each layer I added polka dots to the plain. They're just goofy looking, lots of fun and tropical. And then I found the travel. Oh, this is from my stash. It's a chipboard thing. And then I found this little border of toucans, so I made that. And of course I have Julie Nutting Doll stamps. And I love them. And this is a little girl in a bathing suit, so this was kind of perfect. These girls got new bathing suits for their trip to Florida because of course they're always growing and last year's wouldn't fit. So anyway, so they each got new bags and new swimsuits, so they posed by the pool with their new suits on. Lots of fun and really pretty. There'll be lots of pool pages and that in this too. And okay, so now we have I'm trying to figure out where the center is here. I hope that's good. All right. So this little girl is into cheerleading, really into cheer. And she actually stayed into cheer for years. So she's with her dad. And so I had cheer dad because he posed in a cheer pose here with her. Doing, with the thumbs in and the fists. Anyway, this was by the pool. He posed with her doing that, and I loved it. So anyway, I just called it Cheer Dad. I used kiwi lane on this, and I double cut it so that I'd have a black one to outline it. Did the same with the black and white tropical ferns behind here. So it's 2 layers, and then I did a frame, big frame. Also added this beautiful border and this image here, beautiful floral image, just because of this floral in the paper. And then I just cut a border to fill in that space there. This is a border punch. And so I filled in these spaces with that top and along the side. Cute. Every letter is a different paper, a different print, so that was kind of cute. Love it. My sweetie, my son, and my granddaughter. Okay, so there's a pool page, one of the many pool pages probably coming up. Um, so because these kids are into gymnastics and the older one is into cheer, they were in the pool doing cheer poses with Dad and Grandpa and um, holding them up, pulling them out of the water. They entertained everyone around the pool for days with their antics and gymnastics. So it was fun, really cute to watch. Anyway, I used Kiwi Lane here along the bottom. I picked colors from her swimsuit. Used Kiwi Lane up here as well. Lifted this one on foam lifters. And then I looked for all kinds of fish. This is Nemo, but I used other different fish on this one. I just matted the photos, used a border punch along here for matting that one. And then Just Keep Swimming is my title. It's cute. Now all these fish I embossed, inked, and lifted high. And then this was in the middle of nowhere, so I used a die to put behind it. I like my images on something or anchored. So then I used a bunch of these shimmery enamel dots for bubbles coming from the fish, coming out of each of their mouths. So that was fun. So cute. Lots of texture and depth on that page. All right, so we were going to do a boat tour, Everglades boat tour, and you see alligators and everything. So this was the place where we went for that. And it was a bit of a zoo there too when you so anyway, there was this statue of a Native American there, so we posed with it, my brother-in-law and myself. And then I found this image in Cricut Design Space or Access, and I used it. I put all kinds of crystal drops, Nouveau crystal drops to decorate it for beading all along here and then here and there. And then I also added it to the big floral here. This was one sheet of paper, this flower and this, and I cut it apart to make it beautiful. When it's a large print like this, you don't want to hide it with photos, and so sometimes it's easier to cut it apart and space them around. So I put part up here with a flourish with the leaves, and then another part here, I attached those, and then a big border down here. So I could not hide it with the photos. I put it sort of on top and let the photos peek through. This was the boat we went on. So I guess, I framed this one and added, Nouveau drops all around here and there. I did decorate these flowers with them as well. It's pretty. I like this page. Okay, so my youngest granddaughter was terrified to go on this boat trip. She's afraid of alligators. She didn't want to go at all. And we said, there's no alligators. Don't worry. And she looks down and she says, there's one right there. And it was like 3 or 4 feet from our feet. It wasn't a big one, but to her, I'm sure it was bigger. So this was kind of funny because we all started laughing. We couldn't believe there was an alligator that close. So no wonder she was scared. So this page is, Amanda, there's no alligators here. I think it's missing. It said, Amanda, no gators here. I guess I don't know why I took it off. Anyway, I used another doll, and this was the picture of the alligator that was there in the swamp. So I found a pond image and with some reeds, and then a great big, this was the best alligator image I could find. I think it's a Disney one. So anyway, I had lots of fun doing this page. I was giggling the whole time remembering it. And so there's an arrow pointing to an alligator. So I framed all of these photos. If you want to fit 2 frames for 4x6s on a page, I've found that if I cut the frames at 7 inches and then trim the photos a bit, I can fit 2 on a page. But this one, the photo was trimmed a lot more. Just put some fun arrows and embossed and inked it all. And it looks pretty darn good. This alligator's looking very realistic here. I hope you can see that. I like that. So that was a fun page. No alligators here, Amanda. So this is on the boat where we took our little tour. She was not happy. So that's why I have a title, Not Happy. She was upset because we'd just seen that alligator. Anyway, this was this boat. So this is the family and everyone that went on the Everglades tour with us. And I did find this image somewhere. I think somebody made this image. Anyway, it was of a boat kind of like the one we were on, so I was delighted. And I just put Everglades on there. Created a long border along the bottom with a border punch. I trimmed it. And then lined up all these photos and cut one in a circle with the Florida frame on it. So it's quite a simple page. Use the same border punch here for matting this photo. And I found I made a sun with Cricut and layered it all. This is just a sticker. It was a cute alligator. Anyway, I did not care for that Everglades tour, I'll tell you. All right, so we're going out for dinner one night. And so because everyone was dressed, we took some pictures posing at the resort in front of the plants and landscaping and stuff. So I just did Kiwi Lane along both the outer edges, all in coordinating papers. Very pretty. Did some palm trees, some tropical flowers, and put the title Dinner Date because we were all going out for dinner. Put beautiful leaves here to go with the flowers. And it's just really pretty. I embossed the palms, and then I used Crystal Nouveau drops in the center to look like coconuts. They're bronze ones. So that was a fun page too. Nouveau drops here and there as well. Love it. This is bringing back nice memories doing these videos. This actually was more pictures of us going out posing around the landscaping and that around the area. So I used Kiwi Lane in the middle, top, bottom, and then along the middle seam. They're all coordinating papers to go with the all the plants and that. We were in a landscaped area. So then I put, this is a die that I have, and I put it behind the little girl. These are gorgeous doll stamps. I have a few of them, and so I had to color that in. I'm not very good at coloring. They're really cute though. If you're good at coloring, you might want to check them out. They're very pretty little doll stamps. Have I got that in the right place? I hope so. Love those little doll stamps. Yeah, they're really sweet. Anyway, so I love this leaf. It's my favorite leaf in all of Cricut. It's just beautiful. Anyway, there's more leaves. The big leaf up here. This whole page is all leaves and greenery. And then these are shiny borders that I bought. They go top and bottom. Did the matching frames for this and cut the photos into ovals so that more of the pretty paper could show. And this is all embossed, and I lifted these leaves and the doll. Used I think these are enamel dots on here, just to around the corner there, the corners here, and on the corners of the photos, just decorating with them. I think it's a very pretty page. I love it. Remember, you can get the Design Space links at my website. Okay, so here's a Christmas page from this. The girls were a little nervous about being away at Christmas, and in the lobby they had Santa's mailbox. So my granddaughters wrote a letter to Santa, and we posted it for her there, so that put her mind at ease. So this Christmas paper was in an old pad that I had, but it's beautiful. It had a holly corner and a Christmas stocking. And this is the same page. Oh, it goes this way. It's the holly corner with the stocking. But I wanted to use it, and I didn't want them to be identical, so I turned it and covered up one of the stockings with the title. I could have done it with a photo too, but that joined the holly and made a beautiful image up top, and I have a lovely corner over here and room for my title there. So, Dear Santa, and here's a letter I found in Design Space for that. So this was quite a simple page because so much of the decoration was on the background, on the paper. So I had this lovely stocking paper, and so it went with this stocking. So that's why I used it for all these frames. And I used the same frame for everything. So it's a simple page. I added a present sticker. Here's another Christmas page. Now this one is, again, from an older pad. And this had a scene of Santa at the fireplace. So it's so pretty, the paper, but where do you put the pictures? So there's a picture over the fireplace, so I put one in there, and I put one in the fireplace, and then I cut another paper in half and put half on each side, and so I had room for more photos. And then I just put a cute Hello Kitty image holding a present. I guess I had a new Hello Kitty cartridge, and it was a holiday one, so I used it. I used holly border punches on these photo mats and did a presents and teddy bear corner up here, different paper. So that's a very simple page, nothing fancy on that. Now we were around the pool, and all the staff came out and put on a show dressed in Santa hats, and Santa went around the pool and gave out candy canes to all the kids, that sort of thing. So there was a Mr. and Mrs. Claus, so I found images of Mr. and Mrs. Claus in Design Space, and a great big palm tree because we were by the pool, and put Mr. and Mrs. as my title. I just, it's kind of a simple page. I created a background with this border paper. It had different borders on it, so it made a more interesting backdrop for these images. And then I just matted these in black and put holly, little holly stickers with gems and presents around. So this was fun doing this. It's all embossed and inked. The palm tree, that was a lot of fun. Doing the trunk too. So I think that's the end of the Christmas pages in this. Now we have, the kids got this pie face game as a gift. So they were playing this for the first time. So I had to find images that would work. So it's a pie. So I found an image of a pie and a slice of a pie, and then this put a whole bunch of whipped cream on it. And I found an arm with a hand and put a whole bunch of whipped cream on that. And then I put this whipped cream chunk thing on top of this photo. And I used this circle punch. It's a Martha Stewart circle punch. I made a 6-inch circle and used it behind the pie. And this is a cute pie. It has faces, so it's kind of juvenile for the kids. They were getting ready to play the game, and then they got splattered. And Daddy played along too. And I just, I think the game is called Pie Face, so that's why that's the title. So put a little sticker that says laugh. It was a fun thing for them to do. Okay, this is my granddaughter playing around with Grandpa. Sorry, excuse me. So I found the title, You're a Hoot, and I thought that was a fun title for this page with them goofing around, and it gave me a theme, an owl theme, to do the page. So I had a lot of fun with it. I had this owl paper with branches on it. So I just matted 2 photos with a coordinating print, and then put another owl that I cut out with the Cricut in the center there. And then this was a coordinating print with little birds and flowers. So I put a couple of branches with some owls, crazy funny owls on that. And that created a really fun layout. Now this, I just did a mat, and then I did photo corners and lifted them over this. So this has real depth. I lifted all of these images and these corners on this page. So that was fun. It's all coordinating papers. These leaves match this paper. So it's easy to coordinate prints and papers when you pick them from the same pad. All right. She was young, and long days at the pool swimming and jumping and fooling around. She was overtired this afternoon and got a little grumpy. So I was taking pictures of her being grumpy. She was having a nap. We'll put her down away from everybody with a hat on, keep her out of the sun, and let her have a nap. So these are the cute pictures I snapped of her while she was grumpy. And that gave me a theme, so I used Oscar the Grouch images on this page. I thought that was perfect. It made me laugh anyway. And I found the title Grumpy, and then a cat nap over here because she was having a little nap. So I did use Kiwi Lane here. I put 2 at the bottom and 1 at the top, all in coordinating prints. And then I ran them down off center on this side and tucked the photos under the Kiwi Lane here and there. And that left me some room to do my images and a title on top of the band, on top of the border here. I just cut this store-bought border up into 2 and placed it top and bottom. And a coordinating one in glitter, the same pink glitter, all along the top up there. Love my Groucho. He's all inked and embossed too. I'll lift it so you can see. And he's got a Santa hat on him. So cute. I had fun doing this at her expense. Okay, and now here is, they had a game set up around the pool, and it was, I think Americans call it cornhole. You throw the bean bags into the stand, and she got a hole-in-one. So this was pictures of her doing that with her uncle. And so I didn't know quite how to do this, so I found these pillows, and I thought they looked enough like the bean bags, so I embossed them with a fabric embossing because they were made out of fabric. So I used a fabric type embossing folder for that, and they I inked them a bit, and that was it. So I just threw them as if they were someone was throwing them in this picture, and so I just threw them as if they were being tossed over to here. Here's the hole with a title hole in one. So this is just a scallop border at the top and a larger one at the bottom, and then I used a store-bought border in the middle all along to cover the seam, and I did shadow it a bit. So I used a coordinating paper with these just to mat all these photos. I did the mats a little bigger so that there'd be a nice coordinating paper, and it's a very simple but cute page for cornhole. We call it beanbag toss in Canada. Okay, so it was the holidays, so they had activities for the kids, and this was her making a gingerbread house with graham crackers and icing, and they gave the kids a little kit to do it. So I made a gingerbread theme on this page, and I used this paper because it went with her little skirt that covered up her bathing suit, her dress. Anyway, so I found these images of gingerbread and a cute gingerbread corner, a gingerbread house, and there she is creating it, and that's her finished product. So quite a simple page. Not Christmas colors though. And then this is we must have been out somewhere, and this was a pink spoon bill that we saw. I love all the big birds down south. We don't have that many of them up in Canada. Just herons, great blue herons I see, but not a lot of the big birds. So this was really nice to get some good photos of spoonbills. So on this page again, I used Kiwi Lane. I like them for outdoor pictures too. Anyway, I used a top and bottom, a bold print, and then all these coordinate with it. All the colors in this are repeated in the other papers. And then I picked another coordinate this is the frame. This frame is in this matching paper. And these frames are not repeated anywhere, but they did go with it. They're feathered paper. These are feathers on this paper. I guess that's why I used it for the bird. I like using subtle prints on a layer of an image from Cricut. So this is a very subtle print for the back. It's a mini polka dot, and then it's a bolder print for the wing on that bird. I did lift him up and embossed him, and I lifted the flourishes that I put here for ornaments. I love the palm trees, so I did palm trees here, and I just used a marker to delineate the leaves in the center, and did some bird of paradise flowers because it's so tropical. Love this. Oh, I have a favorite corner punch, and sometimes I'll do the corner of a photo with it and then put a little piece of colored paper behind so it shows up. I actually did both these corners with that. And that's the end of my Florida Christmas in Florida album. So please subscribe below, and you can go to my website, scroll down, and you'll find links to it so that you can get Design Space links for these pages if you want. Thank you so much for watching. Happy scrapping.